Yeah.
Only we can pray about that. Like,
Yeah, that's a very like I usually, because in the entire day everything will be fine, but when after onwards, like after 5 itself, like I used to take classes. So after that only the things will be like sometimes Wi-Fi is not working. So at that moment it's very like I feel like that it's like students, it's okay with students, but for teacher, you should have a good backup and all that. For electricity, okay, the backup can be, but what about the Wi-Fi? Like what should be the alternative? The hotspot, and my hotspot is something the worst hotspot in the world. It's always like it's of no use. Either I should like I feel like that at the moment I would say that I'm like suspending the class, or I'll take some class later on, something like that, because hotspot is something useless. I don't know. It's for only my sim itself. I
no
others I
teacher,
think.
but for me, hotspot is always a good help when you don't have internet.
Yeah, I
For
have
me, it's
seen
like,
people they use hotspot, and some it's good, but I don't know about my sim or my networks. They are so poor. Like I don't know. It's not also about the data. It's about the I don't know. Even if I'm not using hotspot, I'm just simply using my mobile data. That in that case also it don't work. So I feel like God, please. Which I don't care about, because today itself my Wi-Fi was not working. Like in morning itself, from 4 o'clock it was not working morning. So 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock I waited, because of course they have their schedule, like the Wi-Fi one and all that. At 9 o'clock I contacted him that my Wi-Fi is not working. Then he checked it out, and then somehow things were there. Okay. Jainab is not here. Mm-mm. Just a minute, huh?
teacher, you know what I do if my tab's internet just go? I will take my brother's tab or maybe my father's phone and I will just connect through it. They have a
Yeah.
good internet,
Yeah, even my father and my mother, they have good connections, but
but
I
only with
cannot.
us.
Yeah, it's only with my sim only. I don't even have like my father and me. We both have same sim, like Airtel we use. But I don't understand. Like for him it's good, but for me it's worse. I feel like, oh God, what to do? Uh, uh, um, mm, what-
Teacher, where do you live? Like the place where you live, like they have internet problem or generally it is only because of
It's
like
only because of my sim. It's only with me. It's nothing. Everyone is fine. Just it's only me and my mobile phone and my hotspot. I think everyone like it's good with everyone, but it's the
only
only
with
problem.
you.
Even the people who are using the same SIM, na, they don't have that much problem. But yeah, you can say like sometimes it should work, but it's a rare case. Like I never, I cannot say that I can be dependent, or like it's like you should at least like I try 100 of times like using my hotspot and taking class, but always I get zero results. So now I've decided that whenever there will be some issues, I'll inform the class prior that today I'm facing network issue, so manage my voice or whatever it is. um, I'm not getting my slide, so I got it. Okay, you can see my screen.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Teacher,
So let's
Zainab is not able to join.
I think she's facing network issue maybe, because she
Okay.
joined and she left now, and networks are
Yeah.
something which we cannot help.
Yes.
It's something, if it is there then fine, if no then nobody can help you out. For students
Hello,
it's
ma'am.
somewhere. Okay, yeah, Janab is there. Hello Janab. Welcome back.
Hello, ma'am. So it was network issue, ma'am. So
Yeah, I can totally, we were
I don't.
discussing that only, network issues.
Yeah, ma'am.
I can understand that. That's something which we cannot help. Like networks are something for students. It's somewhere like it's okay, but for teachers, you have to like. Of course, you can skip the class, but I cannot skip the class as well. Hmm. Okay, so first of all, as Dina and Janab, you have already completed the things, right? So first of all, like we'll just discuss because Labiba joined late, so we'll just cover few portion today. Like Labiba, today you will be taking the screenshots, okay?
Okay.
So that at least I can, because I feel like if I'll give you some idea about the few things, then it will be easy for you to do the question sets, right? Because if you are not aware of the topics, then how will you solve the questions, right? So
Yes,
for
teacher.
15 to 20 minutes, we will revise the previous thing, Tina and Jenna. Okay, and for Labiba, it's not a revision the first time. But after that, we'll just solve few questions, like how questions are going to come in your exam or how I'm going to take your test. Okay, on Tuesday, you will have your test. Is it fine, guys?
Ma'am, written or oral?
It will be written,
Okay.
subjective test. Okay. Today I'll be taking your MCQ test. Like it is like I'm not going to mark it, but yeah, sometime MCQ test I'll be giving today. And on that day I'll be taking your subjective test. Okay. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so basically let's just discuss few topics. So let's just discuss what are the problems or what are the causes of central problems or the economic problem, right? So the first problem was scarcity of resources. So ma'am, what is scarcity of resources? Scarcity of resources means like availability of the resources is scarce in relation to its demand, right? But for example, if there is no demand for any particular resource, for example, these are the rotten apples and nobody is demanding it, so you cannot say that ma'am they are scarce, because until and unless you don't know the demand status, you cannot say they are scarce. For example, if you have two chocolates and you have three peoples over here, then you can say ma'am demand is three but the resource are two. Yes ma'am, these resources are scarce. But for example, if it is two chocolates, same chocolates, and only one person is demanding or two-person are demanding, you cannot say that ma'am these are scarce, because demand and resource, they are somewhere equal, right? So scarcity is means the availability of the resource is scarce, or you can say less in relation to its demand. And the scarcity is the root cause. There are different causes, 4 5 causes, but scarcity, you can say, root cause or the main cause of economic problem, right? And you already know this. However, a commodity means a product in short supply cannot be called scarce if it has no demand. For example, two. Over here, there were two chocolate. Over here, also two chocolate. But you cannot decide it whether these are scarce or these are scarce until and unless you don't know about the supply or the demand. Okay. And example, rotten apples and the stale vegetable. Clear? First point. First cause.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Others? Of course, the revision one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Next one is wants are unlimited, right? Humans' wants are recurring in nature. Recurring in nature means they repeat again and again, right? For example, you ate chocolate today, so tomorrow you want to eat like you can say chocolates or maybe pizza, whatever you want to eat, right? So human wants are basically recurring, repeating. It's not like that today you ate chocolate, so for the entire life you won't be eating chocolate. You will be, right? That will be repeating. Okay, so this is based on human psychological behavior that as soon as one want is satisfied, new want take place. Okay, so if as soon as one wants get satisfied, another wants take. For example, today I eat chocolate. After eating chocolate, I want to eat ice cream. So one want gets satisfied, I got satisfied. I want some other want took place. Okay, their wants are basically of two types. One are the basic wants like food, water, shelter. These, like whether you are rich, whether you are poor or from middle family, everyone has this want for food, for water, and for shelter. But few of our want comfort, or you can say they grow with our luxuries or they grow with our comfort or with the income. So the wants for comfort and luxuries, they grow with our income, right? For example, earlier you were going to 3-star hotel. Now you're going to for 5-star hotel. Say food is same, but somewhere you want to have that luxury comfort, right? So you went there. Okay. Third one, which you are going to, this is for Labiba. From here we have to start, right, Labiba?
Yes, teacher. I'll
Yeah.
screenshot this.
Yeah, you can screenshot this. Just a
Okay.
minute. Okay, just screenshot this and I'll scroll it. Done?
Yes, teacher.
Now the third problem was resource have alternative uses. right? So ma'am, what do you understand by resource have alternative uses? So basically, for example, this is a piece of wood. Okay, you can use this wood to produce pencil, chair, bed, table. Okay, so basically resource have alternative uses. Therefore, you have to make a choice, because from one piece of wood you can produce only one product. So you have to make a choice whether you want to produce pen, whether you want to produce chair, whether you want to produce bed or the table, right? So therefore a choice has to be made that how should these limited resources be spent in order to attain maximum satisfaction. For example, if you want to study, right? So you, what you need the most, you need paper, right? So at that moment paper will be giving you satisfaction. But for example, if you want to sleep, at that moment bed will be giving you the satisfaction, right? The maximum satisfaction. So therefore you have to make a choice what which product is going to give you maximum satisfaction. And when you have to make a choice, that means that economic problem is there. And why the economic problem is there? Because you have, because all resources have alternate uses and you have to make a choice. That's why you got the problem, like you were in the problem, which is known as economic problem. And this feature of resource make it more scarce. So this is the feature which make the resource more scarce, because one resource there are hundreds of uses, so it's going to be very scarce. You cannot produce hundreds of things at a time, right, from that one product. So that makes it all more scarce. Clear, girls?
Yes, teacher.
Others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now wants differ in intensity. Now ma'am, what is intensity? Intensity is basically the depthness or the deepness, right? You can say na intense, that was so intensified, or that was very intense, right? So all wants are not of equal intensity. We have different wants. For example, I want to have a luxury car, right? That is also a want. But right, I want to have food, like for example, I want to eat pizza, that's also a want. For example, I have my birthday next month, so I want a new dress, that's also a want. Okay, but the intensity of these wants is different, right? So for example, some of our wants are more intense than other, which needed to be satisfied immediately. So some wants are basically more intense, that need to be satisfied immediately, while less intended that less intense. Okay, less intense wants can be postponed, you can delay it. For example, tomorrow I have my exam, I want to have pen. Okay, plus I want to eat chocolate. Okay, so right now I can either purchase pen or I can either purchase this chocolate. But right now, what is my more intense want? Who will tell me?
Pen.
Yeah.
Pen.
And which is the less one?
Chocolate.
Chocolates.
Yeah, chocolate. That I, because I have my exam, so if I won't be having the pen, how will I write, right? So this is my more intense want, and that need to be satisfied immediately. But my less intense want, I can postpone that. Okay, if not, I'm not having chocolates today, tomorrow I'll eat it, or maybe day after tomorrow. So basically this is the problem. Because of this also, the problem arises, because there are different types of wants. Few of the wants are more intense, few wants are less intense, that can be postponed. So because of that also the problem occurs. Clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this also, Labiba will take the screenshot. Feature of human wants. Okay. So, what are the features of human wants? They are unlimited. They differ in intensity. They are recurring. Right. We have unlimited wants. They are different in intensity. Some are more intense. Some are less intense. And they are recurring means as soon as one wants gets satisfied, other wants takes place. Right. And what are the feature of resources? They are limited. And second, they have alternative uses. From one resource, you can produce lots of things. So they have alternative uses. Clear?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. About others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Clear.
ma'am.
Okay. So I am also discussing the problems as well, because that is very important. That will be a revision for you people. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. That I'll cover. And after that, we'll do the question part. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. So basically, central problems of an economy, just listen to it very carefully, girls, because the subjective paper, either you will get the question, what are the central problems of an economy? You have to directly write all the things. Or you will get the question, like explain the problem of what to produce. So you don't have to miss anything, right? For example, if you are getting the
Should
question
I
like this,
take screenshot of
I'll
the
just
screen?
I'll just give you the time to take the screenshot. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah. So, for example, if you are getting the question like this, explain the central problem of an economy. then you are going to write this. You are not going to write the examples. Okay, you can skip that because that will be very lengthy, right? But in case if you are getting the question like this, explain the problem what to produce, then you are not going to skip anything. You have to write each and every point whatever is mentioned. For example, things are being done in your school, and if you feel like there are good points, you can add it, but you are not going to reduce the length of the answer, because somewhere examiner judge you on the basis of length, and that length should be something you are writing accurate things. You are not writing the story, right? It's not, for example, you wrote for 4 marks, you wrote 3 pages, and you think that you will get 4 on 4. No, if you have written everything, because in economic terms you have only very limited portion to write. But if you are making your own story, then you can write hundreds of pages for that particular answer. So you don't have to do that. You have to write the economic terms. You have to use economic terms. Plus, language should be something teacher should understand that yes, he or she possesses knowledge about the subject. Okay, you are not going to write your own literature. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so let's just start with very first problem, which is what to produce and in what quantity. So let's just take an example. For example, this is your home, this is your mom, this is you, this is your father, and this is your brother. Okay, so first problem, like what are the 3 problems? What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. So first, your mother, she was in kitchen, so she has to decide what she is going to prepare for dinner tonight. Okay, so she just went to you, she just came to you, and she's like, what do you want to eat? So she asked you what to produce. You said, Mom, pizza. And she came to your father. He said, burger. Your brother also said he wants to have pizza. Okay, so basically the problem was what to produce. Now she came to you people, and now she is she got the answer what she is going to produce, right? Plus the quantity also she is going to, she got it that she is going to prepare 2 pizza and 1 burger. Okay, so first, whenever you are doing the problems, first see everyone have their own names, right? For example, myself, Sanya. So I have a nickname Sana. Like, right? So everyone have their other name as well, the nickname or the alternate names. So all these problem, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, they have their alternate names as well. So sometimes you will get the question like this, that problem of allocation of resource. So at that moment you will be like, but teacher told us that there are only 3 problems: what to produce, how to produce, for whom to. What is this problem of allocation of resource, right? So basically, this is the alternate name, or you can say also known as. Okay. So the first problem, what to produce, this is also called the problem of allocation of resource. So this is the name of the problem. That yes, this problem is also known as problem of allocation of resources. So now, ma'am, what is allocation? Location you already know, right? For example, this is your home, this is your kitchen, this is your washroom, this is your bedroom, this is your study room. So location, right? So if you are for example, this is your refrigerator, right? You bought new refrigerator. Now that person left it on your doorstep. Now you're going to place it. We are going to put it in the washroom? No. In the study room? No. In the kitchen? Yes. So you're going to keep this refrigerator in your kitchen. So basically you are allocating it. Location you already know. Putting the things in their right place is basically allocating. Okay, this resource is going to be there, this is going to be here. For example, you bought bed. You're not going to keep that bed in your kitchen or in your washroom. You're going to keep that bed in your bedroom, right? So basically allocating resource. We have different resource. So yeah, we are going to produce this or we are going to use this, right? So allocation of resource. So this problem is also known as, repeat, everyone.
Allocation of resource.
Yes, good. So basically, what is allocation of resources? It is related to selection of good. That okay, this good is going to be here, this good we are going to produce like this. Okay. So it is related to selection of goods, as all goods cannot be produced because resources are limited. So as I already told you, for example, this is one resource. Alternate uses. Now you are going to decide what good you are going to produce, right? Why you are going to decide? Because resources are limited, right? So therefore, a choice has to be made in order to decide what good has to be produced. So therefore, you have to make a choice that which good you need to produce. Okay. After a decision has been taken on types of good, once you are done that, okay, this is what you are going to produce, you have to decide the quantities as well. So quantities of these goods should be decided because resources are limited, right? So for example, from this piece of food, you decided you will produce bed. Okay, now you have to decide the quantity as well, whether you will produce 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, like this. Okay, because why you have to decide quantity? Because your resources are limited. You cannot produce hundreds of bed from one piece of food, right? So therefore, quantity also you need to decide. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Now, for example, so basically there are different types of goods. So you have to decide whether you are going to produce this good or that good. So where the choice between this is basically between. Okay, so choice has to made between consumption good and capital good. So consumption good are basically which we directly consume or eat. Okay, and the capital goods are basically the goods which help in further production. For example, you bought this printing machine. Okay, this print with the help of this printing machine, you will print books, you will produce books. So this printing machine is helping in further production. So those goods are known as capital good. Okay, so there you have to make a choice between whether you are going to produce consumption good or whether you are going to produce capital good. So consumption good basically like wheat, you bought it and you ate it. Clothes, you bought it and you wore it. Okay, capital good are basically the machines and the tools which will help in further production. Clear? So therefore, you have to make a choice between consumption good and the capital good. And next, you have to make a choice between civil good, and I have written here eat good. This is basically military good. Okay, so civil good are basically the civil people, right? So like what we need watch, shoes, bags, and all that. But the military people, they need guns, fighter aircraft, right? Machine guns and all that. So therefore, government has to make a choice whether they are going to produce things for civil people, the normal people, or for the military people. Clear? So therefore, you have to make a choice. And when you have to make a choice, that's a problem, and that problem is known as what to produce problem. And this what to problem comes under central problem of an economy. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So Labiba, you can take the screenshot now. Okay, just a minute. I'll just erase everything. After that, you'll take the can take the clear.
Okay.
Just write it down in your notes as well. Okay, like after the class. Here, military.
Okay, teacher, I took.
Now the second problem is how to produce. Okay, now your mom decided, like your mom already know what you need to produce: 2 pizza and 1 burger. Okay, now she'll choose the technique whether she's going to pick the prepare the cheese pizza or cheese pizza, the capricorn pizza, or the mixed veg
Chicken
pizza, like
pizza.
this, right? And burger also, now she's going to decide whether she's going to produce veggie burger or the mac burger. Okay, so now she's going to like see the recipe, right? How she's going to produce, whether she's going to use the oven, whether she's going to use the microwave, whether she's going to use the gas stove, like this. Okay, so now the second problem is how to produce. So of course, first we'll understand the name. What is the alternate name? So this is also called the problem of choice of technique of production. So which technique you are going to use? That is the this problem is also known as the problem of choice of technique of production. Okay, name is clear. I hope it's clear.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So basically there are two techniques. Two techniques. One is labor intensive technique and second one is capital intensive technique. Intensive, you already know, more deepness, right? So if you are using more of labor, that is known as labor intensive. And if you are using more of capital, capital means machines. If you are using more of machine, then it is capital intensive. So labor intensive technique, it uses more of labor and less of capital. Capital means machines. And capital intensive, it uses more of capital, which is machine, and less of labor. Okay, so these are the two techniques, whether you can use capital intensive or you can use labor intensive. Okay, so therefore a choice has to be made whether to use labor intensive technique or the capital intensive technique, or a combination of both. Okay, so for example, earlier you decided, okay, I'll use labor intensive, so I was using labor, more of labor. There were 4 labors and 2 machines, for example. Or I can choose 2 labors and 4 machines. Okay, or I can choose 2 labors, 2 machines, 2 machines and 2 labors, right? So I can either choose labor intensive or capital intensive or the combination of both. Clear? So this is what I can do. So for example, to produce a wheat, land may be cultivated with large amount of labor and less of labor. For example, you want to cultivate wheat in this land. Okay, so you can use large labor, like you can use 10 labors and 1 machine. Okay, an alternative, the same output. Same output means same in the same field and the same produce. What you can use 2 labors and rest everything you are going to use 4 machines. Okay. Therefore, the problem to decide which method is best for production arises. Best for production arises. So this problem arises which method is best, because what is the main motive? You want to earn maximum. So you have to decide whether which thing you are going to use or which technique you are going to use. Clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, ma'am.
So Labiba, I'll take the screenshot for this as well. I'll just a minute. I'll just say this.
Okay, teacher. Teacher, I took.
Now the last problem is for whom to produce. Okay, now of course your mother prepared the dinner, so she has to decide like okay, burger and pizza she produced, right? Now she'll just decide it. Okay, this was for your father and this was for your brother, like this, or for you. So after this, for example, for example, I produce everything. Now first, this problem is known as problem of distribution of national income. For example, I produce something, I sold it out, I'll be getting money. That money I'll be distributing it with the people who were there to help me, or who were there in the production process. Okay. So this is also called the problem of distribution of national income among the factor of production. The person who helped you to produce, you will be getting you will be giving that person the shares and everything. So this is also called the problem of distribution of national income among the factor of production. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
teacher.
Okay. Now basically in an economy, for example, if I'm producing bed, I decided to produce bed. Okay. Beds are of different types. One is simple bed, normal bed, and one is a luxurious bed. Okay. So there are different type of people, right? Poor people, middle class family, and some rich families, like this. So once you decided that okay, you are going to produce bed, plus you decided how you are going to use the bed with the help of labor intensive technique. Now you are going to decide that for whom you will produce bed, whether you're going to produce simple bed or you're going to produce the luxurious bed, right? See, everyone deserves this. See, if you will produce only luxurious bed, poor people won't be able to use beds. If you will produce only simple beds, then the rich people, it's not their fault na, if they are rich or if they are poor. So government has to think whether they are going to produce for rich people or the middle class, or for the poor people. So this problem deals with determining the final consumer. Now I know everything that I have to produce bed, but now I have to find the customer, like whether I'm going to produce the luxurious bed for rich people or the simple bed for the poor people, right? So final consumer of the good produced, as resources are scarce in resources, it becomes difficult to cater all the section of the society. You cannot produce resource for all the section of the society. There, because you have limited resource, you can produce only one bed. And you have to decide whether for the poor people or for the rich people. Okay. So that's why it is known as for whom to produce, like what who is going to be the consumer. And once you produce it, and after that you have to decide with whom you are going to distribute the national. Okay. So let's just take an example. Essential goods and services are in demand for all section of society, but only certain section of society have demand for luxury commodities. See, essential goods everybody needs, food, water, and all that. Okay. But luxuries and all that, they are only demanded by the few sections, certain section, right? So at the same time, choice of goods and services rests on the prevalent taste and preference in an economy has to be done. Okay. So similarly, you at the same time only you have to make the choice between services and the goods according to the preference of the company. For example, if I belong to normal family, for me a simple bed is fine. I am happy with that. But if I belong to rich family, I want the luxurious bed, right? Because I deserve that. So therefore, my taste and preference are different as compared. Every section of society they have different taste. So therefore, a choice has to make whether you are going to produce for the lower which section of or which section of society you are going to produce the goods, and that's again a problem of choice. That's why it is an economic problem. Clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are going to take the screenshot. You are not going to write this point hence and all that.
Yes, teacher, I took.
Okay. Okay, so basically now, Labiba, we are about to do positive, normative, and the opportunity cost, right?
Yes, teacher.
So we'll cover it tomorrow, okay? And because, okay,
Okay, teacher.
okay. So these are the questions. I'll be giving you 5 or 3 minutes. Okay, basically there are 13 questions. Okay, so you'll quickly write down the things like A, B, C, D, the answers, and after that, everyone will share me your answers. Not share, you'll orally tell me. Okay, these are the 5 questions, and
Ma'am,
after
do we
that,
write like first answer and then
yeah,
if it's
just
A,
write
then
A,
A?
B, C in your rough notebook
Okay.
or the back of your notebook just to
Okay.
answer.
So do we have to send you in the chat
No,
or
no, no,
by
no, no. I'll
picture?
just ask you randomly, like question number 1, Labiba, like this.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
There is
teacher.
a relaxation for Labiba because she was not aware of the entire chapter, but for Dina and Zainab, there is no relaxation.
Okay, ma'am.
Teacher, are you finished?
Yes, ma'am. Can you scroll down for the rest question? Ma'am, wait, I didn't do the fifth one. Sorry. I didn't notice it.
Which one? Fifth one.
Yeah, ma'am, just a minute. I'll just
Okay.
do the fifth.
Done.
Yes, ma'am, please scroll down.
Teacher, I finished this one.
Done, students?
Teacher, I'm doing. Teacher, I finished.
Ma'am, I didn't understand the 13th one, so as we answer, you will explain at that time? Okay, ma'am.
Teacher, I'm done.
Okay, everyone is done, right? So you can quickly just no, who is not done?
Ma'am, I'm done.
Everyone is done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So basically, let's just start. Okay. So first one is basically economic problem arises due to. Okay. What's the answer? The answer is D. Okay.
D.
So, yeah. So you can check and you can mark accordingly. Okay. And after that, everyone will tell me your score. Okay.
Teacher.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So basically, economic problem arises. Scarcity of resources. Yes. Unlimited world. Yes. Resource can be put to alternative uses, or you can say resource have
Yes.
alternative uses. Yes. So basically,
All
all
of
of these. Any doubt in first question? Anyone?
these.
No, ma'am.
In case
No,
if
ma'am.
the answer is wrong, you can just tell me, ma'am, mine was wrong. Can you please explain? Okay.
I actually have little bit confusion in some questions.
Yeah, because Labiba, you didn't revise it, right? Because today itself you completed the topic. So yeah, I can understand that. Not an issue because of course revision is needed. And Dina and Janet, they have already done this. So yeah, they can answer it. No need to worry. I'm not marking it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to know, students, one thing. Dina and Janab, like, is it possible for you to join tomorrow? Like,
Ma'am,
if
tomorrow we will have accounts, right?
no, no, not the same time. I was just planning. You have your schools right now?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
not
No,
Mine will
ma'am.
start soon.
okay,
It is
soon. But
day after tomorrow.
okay, so tomorrow you are free, right?
Yeah, kind of. Not
Okay,
exactly.
okay, okay. So you
I'm
can.
free.
Hmm? Yes.
I'm free. I'm saying tomorrow.
Okay, so actually what I was planning now, because of course I'll be taking Laviva's class, right? I have to cover two things. One is opportunity corners, one is positive and normative. And after that I have this entire PDF, which I'll be sharing you people like after this class. So that today I'll just share you the PDF where the questions are, right? You'll get different type of questions. And tomorrow I was planning that before your test, because Monday it won't be possible for me, I think, because your schools will be there or something like that. So I was planning that if we can take out 30 minutes and with Labiba itself, we can discuss the questions so that you can prepare well for the question, like your test. So if you feel like that, okay, that ma'am, you can join the class, because I was planning to keep class at 3 IST. So
Okay,
eh,
ma'am.
is it okay for, like, what about Dina? Okay, Janab and Labiba, they are fine because Labiba is
Ma'am,
fine.
if I'm free at that time, and then I'll surely join.
Yeah, you can because I'll just share the PDF, and but in case if you are unable to join, you can just drop me a text on WhatsApp that ma'am, for this question I have a problem, so that I can clarify it before the test. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Teacher, so tomorrow, what is the time? Like 3 or
3 IST, is it fine? You told me to keep it earlier, right?
yeah, yeah,
So
Yeah, ma'am.
3 IST fine, right?
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but over here it will be 5:30, I guess.
Yeah, so it will be fine, I think.
No, no, no. 3. Okay, wait, I'm confused. 3 in India, over there it will be 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Okay, so over here it will be
It will be
12:30 or 1,
it
something
will
like
be.
that.
I
12.
think it's just something for like India's time is back, na? Your time is going to be
No,
either
no,
it.
no.
2:30 forward.
Yeah. India's time is something like that.
So, Kizena, where do you live? Is it different for you?
No, I live here in Saudi Arabia, Taif.
Okay, you live in KSA, then I'm in Bahrain. It's
Okay,
almost
Oh,
the same. It's almost the
that's
same.
why there's a. But I think Bahrain and KSA, they have 2.5 hours difference only.
No,
I know.
they have like, no, I'm talking about the time.
Okay, yeah, because time confusion is so much something like that. Okay, so I'm keeping it 3 IST. You can check it accordingly. Okay, 3 IST. Okay, according to Indian time. Because if I'll tell according to KSA, then it will be a problem, and according to Bahrain, then also.
Okay.
So 3 p.m. IST. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So next one is, which of the following is an assumption of possibility like PPF? Okay. So the answer is B. So what
B.
was your answer? Is what it was right or wrong?
It was
Right.
right.
Yeah. Because resources are not fully employed? No. Resources are not equally efficient? No. Are not equally employed? Resource available are not fixed. Okay. So this one is right. That okay.
Ma'am,
Resources are not. Yes.
ma'am, here PPF is same like PPC, right?
Yeah. PPS. As I told you, you
Yeah.
have different name. PPS, PPC,
C curve,
PPF.
curve.
Huh. And sometimes the transition is PPT is also there. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
somewhere
ma'am.
same. Now PPC will shift to left when there is. So third one is D. Okay,
D.
is D. So
Teacher, I was
just a minute.
confused in
So this
this,
was the
whether
very
A or D.
yeah. The shift will left. Left means resources are getting degraded. So utilization of resource. You were, I think you got confused. Underutilization of resource means it is not shifting. Underutilization means that this is PPC, that is attainable one, right? Growth of resource, no. Technological improvement, no. If there is loss in resource due to natural calamity, then only your PPC will shift left, right?
Okay.
See, underutilization means, who is going to tell
It
me?
will be inside.
Yeah, basically underutilization. See, your PPC is going to shift in two cases. Either your resources will be increasing or decreasing, or your technology will be increasing or decreasing. So for example, if you can use, for example, these are the resource. Okay, you from this resource you can produce 2 pens, but you are producing only 1 pen, right? This is underutilization. You are utilizing, you are not efficiently utilizing it, you are underutilizing it. So that is not going to shift, because PPC will shift only in two cases. You if I ask you, resources being increased or decreased, no ma'am, nothing is being. You have resource and you not utilizing them fully, you are underutilizing it, right? So that is not going to shift your PPC, right? But loss of resource because of natural calamity, there is decrease in resource, that is going to shift your PPC. Clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. The central problem of an economy are what to produce, how to produce, or all of these. Okay. Next, value of factor is the best next alternative use is known as. Who's going to tell me? Fifth one.
D.
Very easy. Yeah. Opportunity cost. Laviva, you have not done this. This is opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is basically the next best alternative which you left out or whatever the next best alternative was. Clear? Dina and Jenna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Next one is PPC is concave when marginal opportunity cost.
Rises.
Arises. 6. C.
Yes. So PPC is basically when it arises. As you know that if PPC is convex, if it is written convex, then what would be the answer?
False.
False.
And if it is like straight line?
Remains
Remains
constant.
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 Yes. Good. And next is which of the following country will face the central problem?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah. Why? Because in the definition itself, it mentioned these are the common problem which all the economics face, right? So whether it's India, China, America, everyone will face the same problem. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Next, rightward shift will be
A.
okay. Others?
Growth of resources.
So eighth one will be your A, growth of resource. Right. Next, in case of inefficient utilization of resources, again the word is inefficient. So what will be the answer?
B. A or
C.
C.
Yeah, C. I did.
As I told you, na, for example, these are the goods, right? So if you are not using under, these will be something inside the PPC, right? Because that will be inside. Why? Because over here, for example, if your resources are over here, you are using them fully, or these are out of your overutilization. This is underutilization. Okay, you can attain it. This is underutilization. This is fully utilization. This is, you can say, overutilization. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Everyone? Okay. Next, the central problem of how to produce is the problem of deciding.
C.
C.
Others? So basically C. Okay, that you have to decide both labor and capital as per the objective. Like whatever your objective, you have to decide whether you are going to use labor intensive or the capital intensive. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Microeconomics is the study of.
I did D. All of these.
Others?
I did the
I
same.
did A.
Yes. D. Why D? Because it's mentioned A and A. So basically they are talking about one person, right? In micro, we deal with individual things, right? So that's why if it is like consumer, okay, consumers. So then this is not going to be the part of micro. That is going to be the part of macro. If it is written industries, then it is going to be the part of macro. Similarly, producers, it is going to be the part of macro. But over here, they have written consumer, an industry, a producer, then it's going to be the part of micro because they are talking about only individual person, right? So all of this.
This is a bit tricky.
Yeah. This was confusing.
Yeah, this one was confusing. I actually did wrong in this one.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's basically it's sometimes the easiest question we feel like, oh God, it's okay. But yeah, remember micro, you are going to deal with only one person. You'll get the questions like this. You'll get the question like this, supply, or you'll get the aggregate supply. Okay, so supply is going to be the part of micro, aggregate supply is going to be the part of macro. Okay, like this. Okay, next one is which of these is a normative economics? Labiba, you haven't done it, but what about Dina and Jenna?
Ma'am, I wrote D.
Same. I also wrote A.
A?
Ma'am, I wrote D because it's an opinion, I guess.
Yeah. Who wrote A?
I wrote.
Okay. So why Jenna A? 30% of India, 30% of India's, sorry, 30% population of India is below poverty line. So it's just a normative is
Opinion.
basically, yeah. So basically, yeah. So it is, you can verify it, na? Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
yeah,
Just
normative is
randomly
equal
like-
distribution of income in India will solve. It's just a suggestion. It's not that okay, equal distribution will do that. So a normative is basically the suggestion. See, 30% of population is below line. You can verify it, whether it is true or not. Next, you said increase in FDI has increased GDP. This also you can verify that whether because of FDI GDP increased or not. Okay. Next, government increased repo rate to check inflation. You can also check whether government increased it or not. But this is basically a suggestion.
Teacher, I'm not able to hear you. Are you able to hear her or is it just me?
She left, I guess, because of network issue.
Okay.
This chat.
Zainab, if you don't mind, can I just ask you something?
Yeah, ask.
Where do you live in
So
Saudi?
sorry.
Because I have I have so many cousins living in KSA.
Hello, students.
Hi,
I lost
teacher.
my
If
I
you
live in
network.
just
Taif.
No, ma'am.
Okay, can you hear me? I've joined through mobile WhatsApp because I need to coordinate with a Wi-Fi one because it's not working. Okay. So
okay.
last one we need to discuss. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
teacher.
this is what I was discussing, and you can see this happened today itself.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay, so
Yeah, no
opportunity
problem.
cost. Okay. So opportunity cost. Basically, opportunity cost is always lower than the given value of factor. Okay. Next is always higher than the given value of factor. Okay. So see, opportunity cost is basically, for example, this is your first thing. This is your second cost. Okay. This is your A company. This is your B company. You chose A company. Okay.
Guys, can you hear, ma'am?
Not her voice is like
No.
breaking. It
I
just
think she
talks
has
slow.
unstable network again.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
talked about this before.